Today on the channel, I'm going to show you how to play the song Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to play the classic song Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith. Probably one of the coolest rock riffs in classic rock history, and in my opinion one of the best Aerosmith songs. It basically represents Steven Tyler at his best swagger, Joe Perry at his meanest. You know, it's cool. Anyway, if you already know this song, then enjoy the refresher and just kick back and enjoy some Aerosmith. For many of you that watch the channel, I know that a lot of you are starting guitar or just have never learned these songs and enjoy these lessons. So that's why I do these things, okay? Our lessons on this channel don't have to necessarily be the most technically challenging thing. They should be fun songs and riffs that make you want to pick up your guitar and just play. So hopefully this does that for you. Anyway, this song is in A. Aerosmith is tuned to standard, so we're in standard 440 today. Alright, and the song starts off right with this bass lick. It's a really cool bass run, and it's in A, and they kind of play around with A major, A minor, A mixolydian on this, and that's why it sounds so cool. So what I would do, I recommend, and it sounds like they're doing it on the record, and I've played this live many times, I would recommend holding this A5 chord down, alright? And you kind of have a gritty tone. It's not really super saturated. Joe Perry didn't. Joe always struggled, and Brad, you know, they always struggled with that breakup. I don't say struggle like a bad thing, but they actually played with less gain, and they kind of struggled to fight with those notes, and that's what made those old Marshalls sound so cool. I guess it was pretty much what they had. They had to work with. So it's this gritty tone, and we're doing this A5. We're going to kind of arpeggiate in this low A. We're going to play this high A. While that bass is doing that run, there's also a thing where they go. What I'm doing there is I'm taking my pinky and I'm playing the D string on the 5th fret like that, which is the flat 7, which is like an A7 chord. So and if you want to get a little bit saucy, put this C sharp in there with your ring finger. But they're not really doing that on the record, but it sounds cool. It kind of gives you that, it gives you the major third, so you sound like you're really doing this. It adds to that major dominant 7A. And after it kicks into the song, it goes. That's real easy. What I'm doing there is a D5. The reason I call it a 5 chord is we're not adding this major third. It's all root and 5th. And then A5. Same principle applies. It's D, A. Play the A twice. And then go. It's a pull off. I use my middle finger on the A string on the 3rd fret. And pull that 3 off to an open. And then play the 3rd fret on the low E and bend it up slightly. Classic metal lick, or hard rock lick. Tons of songs that do that. One thing I do when I hit this A, I palm mute. And sometimes I'll lay my hands over the strings and do these scrapes. Because guitar is as much of a rhythm instrument, like a percussive instrument, as it is a stringed instrument. As a guitarist, stuff like that, right? Of course, that's not in the song. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so then there's this turnaround lick. Okay, so what they do there is they're pulling off the A string 5-3 to an open. It's like a triplet. So you gotta play with your ring finger on the 5th fret on the A, pull off on your pointer finger on the A string on the 3rd fret, and then use that finger to pull off like that to the A. So if you can't get that down right, just practice this. It's like going. Comes in handy, you know. Then index finger, pointer finger on the 2nd fret, low E. We're going to go chromatically 2, 3, 4, and end on 5. Then go. And I use each finger for each fret. 1, 2, 3, 4. You should always think about guitar in the relationship of your fingers and the frets. Each finger owns its own fret in a lot of songs. So you should never find yourself doing this. If you're doing that, it's technically, I won't say anything's wrong, it's just not very efficient, right? So I mean, it's not that bad. Sliding up, and then that's kind of cool. And then the last time they play like a G power chord, G5, a G sharp, to an A, and then it goes back to. Well, they do that chorus part, right? Like the intro. So that's pretty much all of the song. That part. Now there's an outro solo. Now one thing I will say is that depending on what version you listen to, the radio edit or the, certain YouTube videos, they cut out the solo at the very end, but there's actually a solo, and there's another version out there where the solo isn't the same that's on the record. It's like an alternate solo. So anyway, I would recommend listening to all of those, but the structure, sometimes on the album version, the real version I should say, they do that riff 4 times, and then the second time they go back through it, they do it 8 times. And it keeps building. They do it really long. Guns N' Roses are a lot like Aerosmith, obviously. Their song structures and the way they build songs were so Aerosmith. Learning these songs and going back, and I've been listening to a lot of Aerosmith lately, I can totally hear, how Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith were like. Guns N' Roses is like a child of Aerosmith, in my opinion. Also, Joe Perry's solos were a lot of feel, a lot of emotion, but I like Joe Perry, but he's not the most technical player, but he's got a lot of feel, and he makes up for it in his style. So I think that's cool. One time Eddie Van Halen said that he didn't like Joe Perry's guitar playing, and it caused kind of a feud. I remember reading some articles on that in the 80s. I thought that was kind of rude, but you know, it's sort of interesting. So on the solo, the very end of the song, he goes, they hold this F sharp, and they sort of bend up, then they go, they go to an E, they modulate to an E, and then Joe does this thing where he goes, all right, so we're up on the 14th fret on the B, the 15th fret on the high E, and we're going to slide up one fret, so it's 15, 16. Then slide down. Now, I'm not going to transcribe this solo because it's, no offense to anybody that's a huge fan, it's not really a memorable solo that you want to just like, I got to learn that solo note for note. But Joe is pretty much, I'll show you the signature thing at the very end, which is really memorable. As long as you hit that at the end, people will be like, yeah, you rock, right? So after he goes, you can play around with this box shape that I put on the tablature. We're playing E minor pentatonic. That's pretty much it. At the very end, he goes to the neck pickup, which it sounds like he goes something like that. So you gotta go right down the pentatonic scale, but that little singing part is kind of the signature thing at the very end of the song. And if you're playing it with a band, you could go on this solo for, you know, you and another guitar player for ad nauseum as long as you wanted to. But as soon as the drummer and the singer and the bass player, here you go. That thing. They'll be like, ah, he's had enough. He's done with the solo. So that's how you do it. That's Aerosmith, Sweet Emotion. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Comment below, and as always, have a great day. Peace out.